Let's talk about highway hypnosis, a phenomenon that can be both fascinating and terrifying. If you've driven a car long enough, I'm sure you've probably experienced it. So what exactly is highway hypnosis? Highway hypnosis is a trance-like state that can occur while driving long distances on a highway. It's characterized by a feeling of detachment and a lack of awareness of one's surroundings. Drivers experiencing highway hypnosis may have difficulty remembering the details of their drive and may feel as though they are on autopilot. I'm sure many of you can relate to the idea of arriving at your destination and realizing you weren't paying attention at all. Wait, how did I get here? I don't remember anything. What I find super interesting is that this trance-like state dates back over 100 years at this point, as this concept was first described in 1921 in an article talking about road hypnotism, which is essentially the same thing. Griffith Wayne Williams published Highway Hypnosis and Hypothesis back in 1963, which not only coined the term highway hypnosis, but dug into the concept behind it. He believed that some car accidents on modern highways may be attributed to a form of naturally occurring hypnosis. Now, this is a really interesting claim. He goes on to explain that the trance-like induction is created by the monotony and bright points of fixation on the road. Essentially, what he's saying is that staring for a long time on a huge stretch of highway with consistent reflectors on the ground spaced evenly apart is trance-inducing. The longer you drive and the more focused your stare, the more likely you are to fall into highway hypnosis. What I especially find interesting about this and with hypnosis in general is that hypnotized subjects can still successfully perform complex driving behaviors. It isn't like a person under highway hypnosis instantly crashes. Usually it puts a person into autopilot and they don't realize it's happened until they arrive at their destination. Well, what about accidents and potential dangers? Well, this is where things become tricky because the statistics are all over the place. If you want stats on fatigue or sleepiness, there are tons of them out there from all over the world. But specifically for highway hypnosis, it's a lot more difficult of a stat to track because most people don't even realize that they were in a hypnotic state. I'm sure there have been plenty of times where someone was in a trance-like state, got into an accident, and it was later ruled that they were sleepy or fatigued, but that isn't accurate. So the numbers on this topic are pretty difficult to decipher. One stat I was able to find seems really questionable to me. It comes from the NHAI, the National Highways Authority of India, which makes the shocking claim that 60% of all fatal accidents happen because of highway hypnosis. Now, I'm not sure about this specific claim because it's been difficult to find a source for this and to fully vet it. Nonetheless, even if half of that number is correct, highway hypnosis is nothing to play with. There have been numerous studies on highway hypnosis over the years. Most of these studies come to the conclusion that your eyes are falling victim to repetition and monotony, and that increases the risk of accidents. This makes sense, considering if you're zoned out and aimlessly driving, and you miss a turn or a sign and then you realize it and you haphazardly make an adjustment that could cause a serious accident or injury. Highway hypnosis is a phenomenon that is both fascinating and terrifying, one which many of us have already experienced. So tell me, have you ever fallen into a trance-like state while driving? And if you have, let me hear about it in the comments. Until next time, never stop searching.